Today, we're diving into one of the most complex and controversial geopolitical questions in Asia. Why is Tibet considered part of China? To understand this, we need to explore centuries of history, empire, revolution, and international politics. Let's break it down.
Today, we're diving into one of the most complex and controversial geopolitical questions in Asia. Why is Tibet considered part of China? To understand this, we need to explore centuries of history, empire, revolution, and international politics. Let's break it down. Tibet's history dates back thousands of years, but as a distinct political entity, it emerged in the 7th century under the Tibetan Empire. At its height, it was a powerful kingdom with close cultural ties to India and Central Asia. But Tibet's political status started shifting in the 13th century when the Mongol Empire took over large parts of Asia. Tibet became a part of the Yuan Dynasty under Mongol rule, and this is where China's historical claim begins.
After the fall of the Yuan, the Qing Dynasty, 1368 to 1644, maintained some indirect control over Tibet, but it was during the Qing Dynasty, 1644 to 1912, that Chinese emperors began to exert more direct influence, appointing officials and controlling external affairs. However, Tibet maintained a great deal of internal autonomy. Many historians debate whether this constituted sovereignty or suzerainty, a looser form of control. In 1912, after the Qing Dynasty collapsed, Tibet expelled Chinese officials and governed itself independently for several decades. But this independence wasn't widely recognized internationally. Most nations, including the British and later the United Nations, treated Tibet as de facto autonomous, but de jure part of China. In 1950, the newly established People's Republic of China sent troops into Tibet, calling it a peaceful liberation. A year later, the 17-point agreement was signed under pressure, formally affirming Tibet as part of China, but with promises of autonomy and religious freedom. Today, almost every country, including the US and members of the UN, officially recognizes Tibet as part of China. But critics argue that this recognition doesn't reflect the will of the Tibetan people, pointing to mass protests, human rights concerns, and the Dalai Lama's exile government based in India. China maintains that Tibet has been part of its territory for centuries, and that its presence there ensures stability and development. Modern Tibet has seen major economic development, infrastructure, investment, and integration with the rest of China, but also strict surveillance, religious restrictions, and suppression of dissent. Tibetan language and culture are still vibrant, but under increasing pressure from Chinese policies promoting Mandarin and a unified national identity. Supporters of Tibetan autonomy argue for genuine self-rule within China or full independence, citing cultural, religious, and historical distinctiveness. Meanwhile, China insists that any separatist sentiment undermines its sovereignty and national unity.
The future of Tibet remains one of the world's most sensitive issues, entwined with history, identity, and geopolitics. What do you think? Should Tibet be considered an inseparable part of China, or does it have a right to independence? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into global issues.